Morning, folks. Morning, morning, morning. Gotta put this here. We got a couple things we're gonna go through this morning and discuss today. Look, I'm gonna bring my light closer because the light is kinda not giving what I needed to give. All right, so good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. There's so much on now, did you guys hear that press conference this morning from the White House? I'm sorry, it was the Pentagon. They did a briefing this morning. Good morning, everybody. Let me see who I got here because y'all know me, I just go out the gate and I just get started. Good morning, Miss Kashera. Good morning, Carr. Good morning, Trell. Good morning, Kiera. Good morning, Smiley Face. Good morning, Show Off. Good morning, KK5. Good morning, Derek, Sonia P, Amber. Thank y'all for being here. Okay. So there was a briefing at the Pentagon this morning to give an update on the war in Iran. And of course, Pete Hegseth said a whole bunch of fucking nothing. They asked him a question. He want to talk real fast like a salesman, say everything under the sun. They mentioned Joe Biden again. And I'm like, why are we still talking about fucking Joe Biden? Almost 2 years into Trump's presidency, we're talking about fucking Joe Biden. Hey, Dale, happy Friday to you too. Why is that even a topic of conversation? I don't want to hear Joe Biden's name. Wasn't that the whole point of voting for Donald Trump? That's why they did it. Yet they accept the fact that anytime you ask these people a question about the status of something and they don't want to answer, they bring up Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. And I like Joe Biden, but I don't want to hear about it anymore. Okay? I don't want to hear that. That's an excuse. Okay? That is an excuse. This morning in the briefing, somebody asked them, they said, the status of like how many dead soldiers we have in the war so far, right? With this recent incident that happened, there was a collision and it was a plane crash, and it now brings the military deaths up to 11. However, we still have 2 more service members who have not been found. So until they are found, we don't really know if they survived the crash as well, right? So 2 weeks, 11 bodies already, right? And P. Hegseth says this morning, oh, no, we getting it done. Now, a reporter did ask Pete, they said, well, what does success look like? And that's when it turned into a whole fucking word salad. Success looks like our military goals accomplished. Well, what are those fucking goals? Because Trump said it was regime change. Now Pete Hegseth says, oh, no, we don't have any desire to change the leadership. So then what did you do all this for? Because Trump said you did it to do a leadership change. I told y'all, this was a distraction for you, right? That's why you're paying higher gas prices, for the distraction. Some of it is about oil, but guess what? They're not going to get that oil without putting boots on the fucking ground. If Americans want that oil, they want to be big bullies and bust in somebody's country and just take their shit, you're going to have to sacrifice something for that. And it's what I keep saying. Americans don't want to sacrifice anything. They just want people to give them shit. Man, that's what I'm getting to the point, proud black woman. I keep telling folks, I'm about to turn myself into the fucking oracle. I'm going to just start calling myself the oracle because I told y'all what was coming. And it's not because I'm so much smarter than anybody else. It's me looking at shit and going, I'm just using common fucking sense going, that don't make sense. They want you to think it does, but it doesn't make any fucking sense what these people are saying. Because they asked Pete Hegseth this morning, how many service members dead? He went into this whole word salad and then mentioned Joe Biden. Joe Biden not president. Joe Biden don't have nothing to do with our ass being in Iran. But I put this picture up first because I want y'all to see. Y'all motherfucking 401k portfolio is hanging on a string of that fucking Strait of Hormuz. That's some real shit. The worse that war gets, the worse your portfolio gonna get. I ain't lying. That's the worst. It's gonna get worse. Where they say the pressure is getting worse. No, dude, we stopped snowing yesterday around 3 o'clock, and then now most of it is melted. Most of it, but the temperatures didn't change. So as you see, I have a fire lit because it's 30 something degrees again. I'm like, shit, it's cold. I'm not doing that. And electricity, that's too expensive. Burning wood. Because it's cheaper than turning on the heat. Can they just nah, they're too afraid. Just like I saw somebody say, why don't the cabinet members use the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office? I'm gonna show y'all why the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office isn't even a realistic option. I'm gonna show you why. Hold on, let me find it. That's why. And hold on, I'm a move it up here so y'all can see it even bigger. This is why the 25th Amendment is not an option. You see them big ass shoes Marco Rubio got on? And Marco Rubio, Pete Hegseth, and all the rest of the cabinet members ain't got enough of a fucking backbone to tell the president of the United States the shoes that he gave them are too fucking big. You really think they're going to pull the 25th Amendment? No, they're not. They're not. No. Wake the fuck up. Republicans are complicit in the shit. Okay? They're complicit in the shit. They agree with everything that's happening. Y'all can't expect people to fight for you harder than they're willing to fight for themselves. I don't know why folks have expected that, but they should not. No one can ever fight for you if they won't fight for themselves. That's bullshit. Okay? That's bullshit. That's why you can never expect nobody in this cabinet to stand up. They can't even stand up for themselves. Hey, Dwayne, those ankles look weak now, but you know what? If Marco keeps wearing these cloppers right here, day after day, those ankles are going to get so strong. Those calves are going to get so strong by proxy. They ain't got no choice. They ain't got no choice but to get strong. They got to carry a whole foot and shoe. That's why I say this shit is a clown show. You cannot expect these people to fight for you. These people don't fight for themselves. That's not how you spell you're going to find out you're on the wrong side of grammar because you just caught this block. I don't talk to people that don't understand the difference between your and YOU''RE. I don't talk to people that don't know the difference. They're beneath me. Where they say, I will do no such thing. This man and his daughter are beneath me. That's how I feel when y'all call yourself coming in talking to me and I know you don't know no differences in grammar. I feel the same way. You're beneath me. I'm not talking to you. Get out of here. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to move my table. Yeah, I'm not talking to you. Why the fuck would I talk to you? Why would I talk to you? You know? Why would I talk to you? Oh, you're a nobleman. You got to go. Noblemen are for the streets. I know that from Bridgerton. Blocked. So I blocked you. Something said, look at your profile. And you put a flag up, which told me, you're a nationalist, not a patriot. So noblemen are for the streets, according to Bridgerton. So block, instant block. You got nobleman in your name. That's going to bring you an instant block. But just so y'all know, 4 military crew members were killed when an American KC-135 refueling aircraft crashed Thursday in Iraq. Yeah. Thank you, Juani. It crashed in Iraq, and they're still trying to recover things. And the status of, like I told y'all, the status of 2 other service members is totally unclear. We don't know, but we know 4 of them are dead for sure. Now our total is up to 11. Now, 11 service members have died, and the president of the United States still will not lower flags at half staff. Yeah, even if they were taken down, it's all Trump's fault. They wouldn't have been doing what they were doing if Trump didn't send them there. Still on Trump, still on MAGA. So, oh well. Still on Trump and MAGA. Trump should have never started this war. Should have never started this war. Oh yeah, he lowered the flags for Charlie Kirk, but would not lower the flag for not one dead service member in a war he started on purpose. What that tell you about what he think about military people? Again, that's why I look at MAGA funny. I go, oh, you don't even love your country. All that shit's a lie. You love Trump because Trump is so disrespectful to your country, to your service members, and you say nothing. You don't love America. You just love its doggy style. Ain't that what they say? Because they don't actually love America. Hold on, I'm making a note for myself. Because I'm going to start some shit today. With some videos. Okay. I just had to make a note of that. Yeah. But 11 service members dead. Trump does nothing. Hey, Pascal. Good morning. Trump does nothing. But Charlie Kirk dies. Flags at half staff. Those shoes are so big because Trump bought them for Marco Rubio. And Marco Rubio's too afraid to tell Trump that they're too big. Along with him, Pete Hegseth, all the cabinet members, he's been buying them shoes. I think he buys all the same sizes. Again, it's just a way for Trump to show that they're weak. That's how I interpret it. Trump is looking at them going, let me see how far I can go before you push back. They won't. These fucking clowns have no problem being out here in these big ass shoes, still pretending they tough. You ain't tough. You don't even fight for yourself. Trump doesn't care that the shoes are tax write-offs. I'm telling you, Trump is doing it, to your point, Ellie, it's like a humiliation ritual. Let me see how much of a bitch y'all are. That's what it is. See, I grew up in the hood, okay? This hood shit. This is hood shit. This is hood shit. This is a dude leaning on other dudes trying to see, let me see how weak you really are. I know how weak I think you are, but let me just check. Boom. Checkmate. Checkmate. Yes, we're going to talk about those young boys from Doge this morning that were interviewed, especially one of them specifically who was there to get rid of all the, no, the photos are not debunked as AI, Steve. Look, Steve thinks, before I block Steve, I'm going to let Steve see, I got this photo from, hold on, let me get the original. See, this is a press photo, beloved. I know it's hard for y'all to believe that the men that you look up to are tough. They're not. They're weak suckers. And if you still laying down for it, there it is there, Billy Bob Jack. I don't talk to people that got 3 first names. Blocked. That means your mom and daddy were probably cousins. Blocked. It's not fake. And don't call me bro. That means you're 60. That means you're at least 20-something years old still living in your mama's basement. Get a job and move out. Set that woman free. Blocked. No, you're not going to call me bro. We're not doing that shit. Don't tase me, bro. No, you're not calling me bro. When you move out of your mama's house, then we can talk. I don't talk to people who still live at home and think they bout it. I don't talk to people who don't have no utilities in their name. Okay? No, I don't talk to people like that. I don't talk to people. There are a lot of people I don't talk to. I don't talk to people with no side teeth. Okay? I don't talk to people whose ankles are bigger than the holes in their shoe. You know, like when you slide into your shoe, but then your shoes look like they taking your pressure on your foot. I don't talk to people like that. That makes me uncomfortable, right? Because I figure I'm as uncomfortable as your shoes are, right? So I don't talk to people like that. So stop talking to me. Now let me go back to the regular one. Look, here's another one. with Marco just looking at them big ass foots. Look at that. Listen, okay. I'm just going to go back to this. Where I was at. These big ass cloppers. Proving that most MAGA men would. Let me tell you something. There needs to be a study on this too. How Donald Trump has exposed the down low man that is conservatism, that is in conservatism. A lot of men in conservatism like boys. They like boys because they can't get women. So at this point, they've relegated to liking boys. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate the gifts. Thank you so much. Real shit. They like boys. This is why they lay down. And I saw something the other day where people were like, I don't understand how we're at this point with young men and boys being so misogynistic. I do. Men didn't show up. That's what happened. Men didn't show up for them. Men didn't show up. And they're bitter. So now they're these bitter bad bitches running all over America in their pickup trucks. You say, as they say, not all conservatives, but always. True. But see, this is the thing. We can no longer even say not all conservatives anymore. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you're still voting Republican, that means you're one of them. That party ain't for you. That party is for about war, making rich people money, and making sure rich people don't pay taxes. If you don't fall into that 0.1% tax bracket, well, yeah, then, and you're still voting Republican. I told y'all about, look, I got some new Florida news this morning. Remember I told y'all about the Florida news yesterday, but your government ain't stopped in Florida. We're going to talk about that in a second. But Trump issued a vague threat saying, watch what happens to Iran's leaders on Friday. Whatever. P. Hegseth also said they've been doing all these things and it's slowing stuff down, but yet Iran's still fighting. You know why? And Hegseth said, we've been waiting 47 years. Well, so has Iran. They knew we would at some point invade them. They knew that. And they're waiting for you to put boots on the ground because even they know you can't fight this war from the sky and win. And win. And you're right, Progress. If you're not 1%, you need to be a Democrat. Like I told people yesterday, somebody asked me about socialism. I say everybody's a socialist, but even the 1% is technically, because the 1% take your tax dollars and use it to prop up their businesses. That's socialism. The rich people just pay for propaganda to be pushed towards working class so that you think you're not a socialist and that socialism is bad. That's all. That's all. And Americans fall for the stupid shit. Because I'm going, wait a minute. So you don't believe the government should give you money to help you feed your family, but you do think the government should give mortgage companies money to keep them in business after they purposely dished out subprime loans, knowing they were bad loans, but the government should give them money to keep them afloat because they're too big to fail. Right. Okay. That's why I be telling y'all, you need to think about this shit. It's the old bait and switch. That's all it the fuck is. Convince you you shouldn't expect nothing from your government. That all your tax dollars should go to prop up rich people so they can build stadiums that they charge you hundreds of dollars to get a ticket to get into. Yep, a lot of things you just got to turn off. And Dante, and quiet as kept, ain't shit on that TV you can't get on the internet anyway. Real shit. Turn it off. Good morning, Mikhail. And another thing, just so y'all know, the United States is talking about easing sanctions on Russia, specifically their oil. Keep telling y'all, we're not an ally with Russia, but Trump is. So Trump has decided because Vladimir Putin is his ally, that they're our ally. No, they're not. I'm going to talk about that Ticketmaster thing. I haven't on purpose because I got to dig a little more in it. I know a little bit about it because I know that one of the AGs in one of the states is suing because they believe that the DOJ has made a shitty deal with they're essentially giving Ticketmaster what they want. And so one of the states is like, nah, we're not doing it. But let me tell y'all something. If Russia eases those sanctions if America eases those sanctions on Russia, let me tell you where $10 billion more of your taxpayer money is going to go. If the United States eases those sanctions on Russia, the experts say around $10 billion a year might end up going back to Russia from us. We could provide it to Russia, which in turn helps Russia continue to fight Ukraine and invade Ukraine. Why would we do that? If, I don't know, the president wasn't an ally with Russia. Because they're not our friends. Remember, I told you, P. Hegseth, when they asked him about the report that Russians are feeding intelligence to Iran, which is in turn helping Iran attack our soldiers, P. Hegseth said, we're not worried about that. They don't care. They are loyal to Russia, not America, when they're supposed to protect Americans. That's what they're supposed to do. Oh, we did attack Venezuela. Well, we claimed it wasn't for oil. You got to remember, Makai, because they kept moving. They kept moving the target. They claimed was to release Venezuela from the regime that was Maduro. But see, this is the thing, right? This is the thing, okay? That the oil in Venezuela, much like the oil in Iran, we cannot just take and use. We can't. We just can't take it and use it. We can't. It's thick crude oil. It has to be processed. And we don't have, it has to go through a refining process. So it ain't like we could have just take that oil and just use it. We couldn't do that. So again, another exercise in America spending a whole shitload of money to invade a country and we ain't got shit to show for it. But your taxes gonna keep on going up though, just so you know. And the rich people's taxes got cut permanently. You say you just got a confirmed sources notice from TikTok. My electricity bill. I am the source. Yeah, you're the source. Trump wants to build. He ain't going to be able to build that refinery in Texas. It's not possible. They're not going to be able to. They need money to do this. And it takes time. And it'll never get built by the time Trump's out of office. Shouldn't Trump be building that ballroom in D.C. he said he was going to build? But he fired the contractor and never paid him for demolishing the East Wing or for any work that they already did. But hey, everybody knows Trump don't pay his fucking bills because he doesn't. Trump doesn't pay his bills. Trump doesn't pay his bills. Now, I want to let me switch my imaging to where I want to go this morning. Let me see. Yeah, we're gonna go here because I went here yesterday. Little Marco in his big suit and his big ass fucking clown shoe ass. Okay. So, okay, no. Before I do that, actually, I saw this story this morning. Oh, I can't share it. Okay. All right. Well, I'll read it to y'all. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all about this news article that I saw this morning. Guess who's starting to leave the MAGA movement? Conservative women. They said they're starting to notice that The right never wanted to protect women. They say now the right is openly cruel and fickle. You don't say. They use y'all. I don't believe it. Clowns. Clowns. See, they told those women what they needed to tell them, but see, what did we talk about yesterday? What did we talk about yesterday? What did I say yesterday? Right? And look, but TikTok put something up on my screen that I need to share responsibly on live. Confirm sources before sharing and engaging. I'm reading the fucking articles right here. But okay, TikTok. Okay, Oracle. I'm reading the fucking articles right here. But okay. Who am I supposed to be, a Republican? I bet you go on a Republican live, you ain't gonna see the messages. But I'ma still keep talking. All right, now listen to this. Women in the MAGA movement. I read this article. This a woman was saying that a woman named Anna in the article. She says this is embarrassing to admit, but I think I fell in with the right wing as an aesthetic choice. No, bitch, that's not why you did it. You did that shit because you was a hateful 304. That's why you did the shit. Yep, I'm glad DHS ain't being paid. They shouldn't be until they do the refinements that they need to do. But so Anna's like, she's always kind of, and of course she's being anonymous in the article out of fear of retaliation. Bitch, bye. So she's mad that her own peoples might retaliate. They fucking will. Yeah, she thought it was going to benefit her. No, they want. I was telling every woman before the election, even the Republican women, they want your ass in the kitchen. They don't want your ass in the places that they are. See, to them, DEI also gets women out their spaces and puts more mediocre straight white men in those spaces. That's what they want. They want mediocrity. That's what they want. They don't want you to have your own fucking bank account. They don't want you to be able to navigate the world without having to go through a man. That's how they want it to be. That's weakness. That's weakness. I got to manipulate the system. Now, I'm going to tell you, and we're going to go over something else that connects with this after I tell you about this article, right? She says, I'm somebody dispositionally who likes to have a good time. Stop the cap. She says she wasn't attracted to the right by the romanticized aesthetic of traditional America. She says, rather, I was in love with the frisson of transgression. Okay? She says, the online right had begun to engage. Okay, no, not that. She says there was an element, the sense that you know secret things that other people don't know. So she's not very smart. She thought they knew things nobody else knew, but they're telling her. Then everybody knows. Then what? Exactly. None of the shit makes sense. This Anna chick, she wrote for popular right-wing outlets after Trump won the first year. She worked for conservative institutions. She attended conferences. She fell in socially with the right. She said, you kind of meet people and proceed on, and then suddenly you find yourself being a part of this thing. So she's a follower. She's a sheep. She's too afraid to speak for herself, and she got sucked into it and then was too afraid to leave. So afraid, even when she got interviewed for this article, she pretended to be somebody she's not and gave a fake name because she's still scared. That's why I call it out. MAGA, there are a whole bunch of fucking sheep. Sheep that have been indoctrinated to fear everything. Real stuff. They've been indoctrinated to fear everything. Okay? To fear everything. Oh, I saw that. I was just looking at something. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sheep led to the slaughter. Mm-hmm. Oh, they passing but I got to tell y'all another thing that Florida passed. I'll get to that in a second. That's not a lie, Angela. What is a lie is that you're online and you should be cooking. Go be domestic. That's what you're supposed to be, a trad wife. Boo, bitch, bye, block. I don't talk to conservative women at all. If I do talk to conservative, it's only men. I don't talk to conservative women. Y'all say y'all trad women, then you shouldn't be on here using your husband's internet to talk to me. You should be working on lunch or preparing breakfast or cleaning, scrubbing floors on your knees. But there are many things you should be doing besides talking to me. And I am here to keep you focused. Mm-hmm. So Anna's full of shit in this article. I'm not going to read all this shit. But at some point, her career became heavily dependent on staying in this dark place. But the problem became they started saying to her outright, she said they assumed that they could talk to her this way. You know why? Because she said how I presented myself as an anti-feminist, as based and unbothered, that I was not like the other girls. Yep, that you would allow yourself to be disrespected in the presence of those men and you wouldn't say nothing, and that made you okay to them. Dummy. I'm like, it don't take a rocket scientist to figure this out. It really doesn't. I see TikTok took the message down now. But yeah, you already put it up though. When I was talking about the war, all of a sudden they had to put the message up. And I was reading an article. But okay. Okay. So in a nutshell, she's now saying she left her dignity behind without even knowing it to join the MAGA movement. Boo, bitch, bye. Nobody cares. Go right back to that movement. Ain't nobody else gonna give you a soft place to land. We don't care. Like when I be hearing people talk about, if people are coming out of MAGA, we just need to open them with open arms. Who said that? Not me. Oh no. I remember all that shit they was popping all these years, and I'm still matching energy. No, I'm not gonna let you just come on back into the fold like it's all good. No, ma'am, no, sir. If you make it that easy for people to betray you, for people to try to ruin your life, and you bring them back into the fold that easy, they'll do the shit again. It's no incentive for them to do better. They'll do it again. No. Let them stay where the fuck they at. That's the beast. I've been saying for a long time, they have nurtured a monster that it'll get so big that they can't control it. See, they thought they could control that movement. You ain't got no control over that. The only one that has control over it is Trump. And he kind of don't really have control of it either. It is a movement that they fed, they nurtured it, and now it's out of control. Now it's out of control. And they're always looking for ways to keep feeding the beast, to throw it red meat to calm it down. That train not stopping. MAGA has eaten up the entire Republican Party. The new party now is MAGA. There is no more Republican Party. There is the Democratic Party and the MAGA Party. There ain't don't let conservatives trick you into thinking, right, that it's anything but that. Yeah, well, Lindsay is doing that. Plus, Lindsay is trying to show that he's tough and strong. Lindsay fighting for his life to keep his seat in fucking South Carolina. He's fighting for his life. That's what Lindsey Graham is doing. Because he's like, man. Okay, so those of you who live in Florida, let me tell you what your legislature just passed again. I know one thing. I've only been in Florida like 2 or 3 times. And it's not a place I stuck around for a long time, right? And I certainly ain't going now, okay? The Florida House has voted to let highway speed limits hit 80 miles per hour. I'm going to say it again. The Florida legislature voted in a state that has a whole bunch of older people on the fucking road to let highway speed limits hit 80. And everybody knows a posted speed limit, people are always going to go anywhere between 5 to 20 miles per hour over that fucking limit. Okay? They passed the bill on Wednesday. Okay? And in the bill, it's also they're getting rid of registration stickers on cars. The Florida is the wild, wild fucking West. I don't even understand how y'all still want to be in Florida. Get the fuck out of there. Now the speed limit was already 70 miles per hour on I-95. Now they've raised it to 80. What? Thank you, Trail. What? They raised it to 80. And their logic is this. Everybody already drives about 75, 80 miles anyway. And I drive all the time as a delivery driver, so it helps us out. So now they'll drive 90, 95 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. This person admitted they were already driving over the speed limit. So yeah, they should have raised it. What is in the water down there? What's in the water down there? Right. You know how they be talking about how the GTA map, look, I was playing GTA yesterday, how the GTA map is reminiscent of California. No, they need to do a GTA version again. Go back to Florida. Go back to Florida. Like we used to do back in the day. What was it? Was it the Vice City one? I forget which one it was. Go back to Florida. No, that can't be Florida. GTA 6 is supposed to be in Florida. Okay, that's gonna be perfect then, y'all. That's gonna be fucking perfect. It's gonna be the raggediest shit on earth. I can't wait for it. 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 Okay, let me tell you what else this bill does. Because there's another thing it does with license plate cameras that y'all need to make sense of. Okay? Because they're allowing more surveillance of you. Okay? Listen. And I'll say, listen, I get it that nobody drives under 100 on there, but it ain't smart with all those older people in Florida raising it 10 more miles an hour. That's just not smart. That is a recipe for fucking disaster. It really, really is. So you no longer have to have license plate stickers in Florida with your vehicle registration renewals. They're going to do that electronically. So they're just going to scan tags. See, this is another way for your government to be scanning and surveilling, right? By taking that away. They have a noise regulation that they put in this bill too that prohibits drivers from intentionally revving or accelerating their vehicles in a way that produces excessive or unusual noise. Good luck on that. Okay. And then the last thing that they're added is the bill would allow the use of automated license plate recognition systems on private property. I'm going to say that again. They're going to allow people to be able to scan your license plate electronically, even on public property. So I look at it like this. See, a lot of people see that and they think, oh, the police will be on private property. You know, I don't think of it like that. I think of it like stores scanning your license plate. And capturing more data on you and tracking where you shop and where you go and then selling that data on private property now, Kiera. Private. I mean, you know, conservatives always talk about all this freedom, but nothing they do sounds free to me. None of it sounds free. All of it comes at a cost. There's a cost to be paid for all of this shit. Because I look at it and I go, well, personally, it's just another way for businesses to track you. Real shit. And insurance, and let me say something too about this. While people may think this raising it to 80 miles per hour is smart, y'all forget Florida already got an insurance problem. How much better you think your insurance problem gonna get when Florida raised the speed limit on the highway to 80 miles per hour? How much better you think your insurance gonna get? Hey, Lenny, I always used to say Republicans lie about small government. I ain't never seen a government so small it can fit in a woman's uterus. That's a lie. They were never a party of small government. Never. They don't believe in no small government. They just believe in the government that they like, run by them. Oh, Kiera, look at you talking common sense. But that's not the world we live in anymore. Somehow they have to have a reason you'd already committed a crime. Lies you tell. They'll just make one up. They'll just make one up. What are you talking about? You trying to use that common sense again. Stop it. You and I have talked about that. Stop. We've discussed this. We've discussed, no. Real talk. I'm telling you, if people already are going 80 miles per hour on a 70 mile per hour road, if you raise it to 80, they're going to go 90, 100 or more. So I already know what the future holds for Florida. We're going to see a lot more issues and casualties on the road. Now, I mentioned to y'all this morning, I talked not too long ago about this article, and this woman said she left MAGA, because, okay, I'm going to show you this. Did y'all see this article yesterday? From the Planter CEO? Where he says the goal of Planter and his AI technology is to lessen the power of highly educated, often female voters who mostly vote Democratic. They don't want you to vote, beloved. They don't want you to vote. That is the entire goal. Why you think they want to do that SAVE Act too? They don't want you voting. There are more women in America than men. They don't want you to have that leverage. There are more women in the world than men. They don't want you to have that leverage. Oh, they saying it out loud because there's no consequence for saying it out loud no more. Now it's cool to say you don't like women. Now it's cool to say it. He says, this technology disrupts humanity's trained, largely Democratic voters and makes their economic power less. He says, and increases the economic power of vocationally trained, working class, often male, working class voters. So people that are more poor. There are smarter women who are making more money, but we want to lean into the men that make less money that were trained to work with their hands. See? No, they saying that shit out loud. They don't give a fuck. Kendra, watch your back at that job then. Because if they bought in Planter, I'm telling you what the CEO says. He then says, and so these disruptions are going to disrupt every aspect of our society. And to make this work, we have to come to an agreement of what it is we're going to do with the technology. How are we going to explain to people who are likely going to have less good and less interesting jobs? Yep, DEI for men. See, I told y'all, they don't have a problem with DEI. They just had a problem with the fact that they weren't benefiting from it. This is reverse DEI. He says, he said, my technology will take political capital away from one of your greatest enemies, liberal women with degrees, and give one of your favorite demographics to patronize, working class men, more political power to transfer to you. He said it out loud. My goal is to put women as a second class, and men, no matter how little money they make, first class citizens. That's why I was telling women, even conservative women, when you give the government power over your body, pretty soon they'll have it over your mind too. I've always said there's no difference between the Taliban and American far-right Christians. There's no difference. I call them Al-Qaeda. That's it. They're Al-Qaeda. And ain't no difference between Al-Qaeda and Al-Qaeda. They both are leaning into religion hardcore to oppress women. Same thing. That's why I always look at America funny going, how dare you say that they're doing something wrong when you're doing the same shit here? You're doing the same shit here. Oh, you wish that I cared about what you thought, stupid kid. Get a job and get out of your mommy's house, or either you're making pots in India for 25 cents. Let me not hold you. You don't have side teeth. Bye-bye, beloved. Oh, they get so mad at me. I love that they get mad at me. I really do. I love that they get mad at me. Y'all, let's make them more angry this morning. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? I mean, we could go here and make them really mad. Or we could go here and make them really mad, But I think that's not where I'm going to go. Hold on. Let's go here. Oh, they're so triggered by me, Marky, but that lets me know I'm doing my job. I'm doing my job. Now, something else. I give you a good piece of bright news. I want to give you some bright news because a lot of times I give y'all news that ain't so bright, right? Well, the Native American tribes in the West, they are trying and they are succeeding in getting ancestral lands back. Yep. It's called something called the Land Back Movement. And they're helping tribal communities reclaim and reacquire land that was historically and culturally theirs. Okay? They're not stopping. They're going to try to make sure that people, because folks always try to talk about how great America is and we got to take what's ours. Well, the Native Americans need to take what they have, what belongs to them back before anybody else. It's their land. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a hoof. I call it, think of it, that's smoked meat. Cause it's hot as fuck inside that shoe. That's smoked meat. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, but in New Hampshire, the Democrats have won another seat. Flipped that seat by 20, hold on, let me see. No, it's not 28 points, but we've had 28 upsets in which Democrats have taken 28 seats in special elections already. And now Democrats have won another seat, beating Republican Dale Fincher. A blue wave is coming for the midterms. But there have been 28 Democratic upsets already. And so we just got to keep going. You got to show up to vote. You got to make your voice heard because these people are banking on you being too afraid to fight back. Real talk. They're too afraid to fight back. Now, remember we talked about James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett and all this other stuff? Hey, Carla, remember we talked about that? I don't know if blacks in Texas are upset about Jasmine Crockett. I know this, those blacks in Texas better vote for James Tallarico. They better get over it. Because I told y'all Republicans wanted Jasmine Crockett to win that nomination because she was easy to beat for them. Jasmine Crockett's easy to beat for them. James Tallarico, though, markedly different. You know why I know the GOP is scared of James Tallarico? I'm looking at a report right here in which the Senate GOP used an AI deepfake to attack James Tallarico because they're scared of James Tallarico. James Tallarico is a hard guy to beat. So what Republicans in Texas did was they generated an AI deepfake to attack James Tallarico, and they posted the attack on social as an ad on social media. And the video, of course, is on X on the National Republican Senatorial Committee page, of course, because, you know, Republicans love to do that shit. This is why Republicans in Congress don't want to put guardrails on AI, because they want to use AI to trick you. They want to use AI to make it look like something that it isn't and hope that you're not smart enough to tell the difference. That's why they don't want to put any rails on it, right? So they put up this video that made it seem like Tallarico was reading that James Tallarico had all these old posts in which he was praising transgenderism, twisting Christian beliefs, and advocating for open borders when it was none of those things. James Tallarico never did that. He never did that. Ask yourself, why would somebody want to trick you with AI if their policies were good, right? If their policies are good, they don't have to lie to you with the AI, right? But they don't do that because their policies are shit. That's why. Wow. And they make it seem like James Tallarico is reading the posts when it's all AI. Pay attention, folks. Don't fall for the okie doke. Real talk. Don't fall for the okie doke. Just don't fall for the okie doke. Something got to give. I'm going to save that because we're going to talk about that this morning. I'm looking here. Let me see. Oh, I'm certainly going to deal with that. I'm checking to see what else I might have missed today. Oh, y'all, I didn't know this, but hey, let me share this with you. Remember I told y'all the other day, hold on, let me show you this again as a refresher so y'all don't forget about how your money got blown through with old Pete Hegseth. Oh, let me find it. Here we go. Y'all remember this? You remember when I showed you this the other day? Okay, let me put it up here so y'all can see it even bigger. Remember I showed y'all that the other day, old Pete spending all this money on all this stuff? Well, I got some more stuff. Okay, so in addition to billions of taxpayer dollars burned through the war, we know the 93 billion. Get this, they spent 3.5 billion for cable TV only in September. Okay, we talked about the furniture. Okay, 1 million for salmon. They spent $26,000 for a violin. $21,750 for a Japanese flute. That was in addition to all this other stuff up here. What do we need a $21,000 Japanese flute for? I wouldn't be surprised if the money was in their pockets too, Tyra. I'm just wondering, what do we need a $26,000 violin for? What? But they took your insurance. They cut food stamps. No housing programs. Again, I look at all of this and I go, we are here because people didn't believe that we would be here. And now that we're here, everybody's looking for somebody to save them. Well, nobody's going to show up to save us. Nobody's going to show up to save us at all. I just know nobody's going to show up. There is no Captain America. Okay? There is no Captain America. We are that. We are that. Then nobody's going to show up and make sure we good. We got to show up and make sure we good. Yeah, we're paying for all that stuff. But y'all got to remember when the department told you, hold up, I'm going to go all the way back. Remember the administration told you your kids could have one less doll at Christmas. You could have a $5 meal with a piece of chicken, one tortilla, a little broccoli, and one mystery item. Remember? While they were doing this. Y'all gonna learn. That's the big thing that I can say. Y'all gonna learn. I'm just looking to see. I'm saving something, hold on, that I see here. I'm like, okay. But this is where we are. So somebody online wrote, Democrats are mad that Pete Hegseth spent $20 million on steak and lobster for our troops. I'm personally glad 5 cents of my taxes are going to treat our armed forces. How about you treat the armed forces to not getting them in armed conflicts that are unnecessary? How about you treat the armed forces to not increasing the price of groceries and gas, since the armed forces, the people in the military, they don't make a lot of money. They don't make a lot of money. So how about you make living affordable, right? Because a lot of our military members are on food stamps, the very food stamps that Republicans cut. Even if it is the last meal, I don't understand. Maybe I'm unpopular in saying this. There is no reason to buy military members lobster tails and ribeye steaks. I stand by that. Nor Alaskan king crab or any of that shit. I stand by that. No, I do not want my tax dollars used for shit like that. I would rather that money be used for more military housing, more training programs, more ways for when they leave the service, they can still flourish and take care of themselves. That's how I would want that money used. This is a waste of fucking money. What they're trying to do is buy loyalty. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to buy loyalty. Because, see, you got to understand, a lot of people that are in the service, they come from real impoverished areas of America. They ain't never had a ribeye steak. They ain't never had Alaskan king crab legs. So you give them that shit, you bought them for life. One meal, you bought them for life. No. Right. They should treat them well, Ida. That is my point. Treat them well. Strengthen that GI Bill. You want them to risk their lives for you. You want them to risk their lives for you, but then you don't want to, but then they kept peeling away at benefits on that GI Bill. How about you put the GI Bill to back where it was in the early 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s? Then the military wouldn't have to worry about recruitment issues. Folks want to have something to show for it. And quiet as kept, Dre Day, it's easier ways to fatten them up. See, everybody know shellfish run right through you. It ain't like that shit stay with you. You understand? It ain't like it stay with you. It's not like it stays with you. You know what does? Potatoes, rice, chicken, turkey, beef. But it ain't got to be no fucking ribeye steak. I'm sorry. I just don't see that as a good use of money. Yep, beans. That stick with you. Not what these people are doing. What these people are doing now is something different. Now, just so y'all know, yesterday, they say $1 trillion was wiped out from the U.S. stock market just yesterday. All because of this war. All because of this war. So pay attention to y'all 401k. Because Trump with this fucking war is running all up and through it. Well, I didn't mean for that to happen, but it did. Oh, I'm trying to get to this story that I want to tell you about. Yeah, I believe we close to broke. Remember, I told y'all, Pam Bondi can't never say 50,000 no more. Remember, I told y'all that we just keep borrowing money and borrowing money. Now, I'm going to read a quote for y'all. One of the things Pete Hegseth said this morning during that press conference. Remember, I told you that I had that press conference this morning? Hegseth said, some in the press can't stop. Allow me to make suggestions. People look at the TV and they see banners. Mideast war intensifies. What should it read instead? How about Iran increasingly desperate? No, because you don't have no proof of that. You don't have no proof of that. But we do have proof that you are intensifying your efforts there. He says, more fake news from CNN. The sooner David Ellison takes over the network, the better. That's what Pete Hegseth said. They saying the quiet part out loud. As soon as Ellison takes over, he gonna stop them from saying that shit. And he's gonna make them say what the administration wants them to say. State-run media. So I don't want to hear shit from no American talking shit about the Iranian news. I don't want to hear them say nothing. Because you ain't got a problem with state-run media. You want it here. So what's your issue with them having it? Oh, because you don't control it? Fuck you. You don't get to control it. It's their media. It's their media. I showed y'all this the other day. While folks aren't paying attention, I'm going to put this here so y'all can see it. These are all the media outlets. Read that. I want you to read that real quick. Just read it. These are all the Ellison family. They will soon control all of these. Hey, real one. Remember, they'll lie to you. They'll get the media to lie to you. Like, we can't afford health care, but they spending $11 billion to replace the old Ayatollah with a more extreme Ayatollah, but they can't give you health care subsidies. but they can't give you healthcare subsidies. Don't make sense. Now, folks, we're about to go over to Patreon this morning. Okay. We're about to go over there this morning because I got some other stuff to show y'all that I can't show you here on TikTok, but we can certainly discuss it over on Patreon, because I want to tell y'all something. Because we're going to discuss this in detail this morning. Y'all remember that whole Signalgate shit last year when PHEXF came into the Department of Defense, and then it was found out that they were sharing all these texts and plans and stuff? Well, guess what? It happened when we did something else. That wasn't the first time he did it, and it wasn't the last. But the administration don't want you to know that. Wasn't the last. PHEXF still running on things like Signal to hide information from the American public. There's a law, that federal records law, but they put the shit in Signal so they can delete it and act like they never had that conversation. I'm no surprised that he's in a restaurant talking. I'm not surprised by that. That doesn't surprise me at all anymore. Now we're going to also talk about, I'm trying to see where this is, because apparently okay, your cell phone, we're going to talk about this morning too. But apparently there's a law that now requires your phone to spy on you, your own cell phone. This is why I tell y'all, if you want to have privacy, don't have no conversations in a room with a cell phone. This is why I tell y'all this, right? And your phone is required to spy on you by law for age verification stuff. We're going to go through it this morning. I'm going to share a video with y'all from a guy that, works in tech, and he's breaking it down and explaining how basically your cell phone is a beacon. I keep telling y'all that cell phone's never off. Even when you turn it off, it's never off. Never off. I keep telling you this. I keep telling you this. Yeah, your TVs ain't safe. All that smart shit. This is why I tell folks, when you want to do these smart things and you don't want them listening, you need to unplug them. Make sure that they don't have access to no power so they can't work. Because I'm telling you, if they are listening. I keep telling you, how can Alexa hear you call her name if that bitch ain't eavesdropping the entire time? How? Because she listening all the time. This is why I told y'all, be mindful about using shit like that. You can use it. If you're going to use it, though, unplug her when you ain't using her. She has no reason to be listening to all your conversations at all times. Yeah, and see, back in the day, we could take the battery out of our cell phones. Back in the day, we could. Now, you can't. Yep, now you can't. But back in the day, we could. Back in the day, we could. Real talk. Now, the last thing we're going to do this morning before we wrap up is I'm going to do that poll. Because remember, I told you we're trying to figure out where we're going to travel to this week. And that's going to determine what I'm going to cook tomorrow on live, right? Now, listen, I got to shift gears on something real quick. Because I got to ask y'all this question, okay? I got to ask you a question. I put a video up this morning asking the question. And I'm asking y'all this question because we in this live together, and I know y'all honest with me, and y'all gonna tell the truth. Shame the devil, okay? I wanna show you something, okay? And I want you to tell me I want you to just tell me. Just look at it. Let me show it to you. Who the hell this woman? I mean, I know who it is now. Who this woman, Harpo? Look. I'm gonna show it to you big. Who this? Yes, beloveds. That's fucking Nene Leakes. When I saw this, I was like, wow. I'm sharing this at the end to say this. Love yourselves, ladies. Love yourself. This is what will happen to you if you don't love yourself. You will spend your life cutting stuff off and adding new stuff on. And at some point, you won't even look like yourself. This woman doesn't even look like Lanithia. When I saw this picture yesterday. That's why I saved it. She don't even look like herself. What? Yeah, she don't love herself. Now, she'll tell you that she does. Bullshit. Now she can't unlock her phone. Listen. Her phone like, who you? I've never seen this woman a day before in my life. We not unlocking nothing. Y'all. I wanted you to see this to say, love your fucking self, man. If Greg, think about it. If Greg rose from the dead, he go, who the fuck is you? Where the fuck my wife at? Greg, it is me. No, it's not. It is not. I don't know who you are. The devil's a liar. And so are you. She got them big chiclet teeth now. She done got fillers all up in her face, cheeks. She done had multiple nose jobs. Multiple nose jobs. Y'all remember in the movie Ghost, when that went in the beginning of Ghost, when Whoopi Goldberg was at her house and that lady was there and she said she wanted to talk to her husband. Y'all remember that shit, right? She wanted to talk to her husband and Whoopi started, some of them things, and then Patrick Swayze was in there, right? But then remember her husband showed up and jumped in Whoopi Goldberg. He said, damn, baby, what you do to your hair? And she said, I colored it. You like it? Remember that shit? That's the same thing Greg would be like, what in the entire fuck? Baby, what happened to your nose? The only way people know that this is Nene Leakes is fingerprints. Fingerprints. Love yourselves, ladies. Because she'll tell you she love herself. She'll say all day, oh, I love myself. I love myself. How? You totally redid your whole face. And Nene was a pretty woman. She didn't need it. She never needed those things. Nene was already pretty. She was already gorgeous. She never needed it. My daughter showed me yesterday a picture of K. Michelle. Yeah, that's Nene. Shells, that's Nene. My daughter showed me a picture of K. Michelle. I ain't even know that was K. Michelle. She another one, got a whole new fucking face. Whole new face. Yeah, Lil' Kim got a whole new face. This is why I love me some Halle Berry. Same woman, same face. She didn't need this. This woman was a gorgeous woman. But they keep letting these doctors do all this stuff to them. And I am telling you that at some point they nip off a little bit too much. Tyra Banks too. See, I haven't watched that documentary yet. Let me see. I just thought Tyra Banks had gained weight. Like she's just larger than we're used to seeing Tyra from all the years we saw her modeling. And so to me, Tyra's face change. Oh no, you're right, beloved. No. She did something, because I'm seeing around these eyes and I'm going, wait a minute. Her eyes wasn't up that far like that before. Yeah, you right. She did something. Yeah, she did something. And she didn't need it. Nene 58, where she want to look 35. And she don't even look 35. She look like she holding a whole bunch of fluid in her face. But it's fillers. That's her. When I'm telling, okay, let me show y'all the original picture that I saw. And when I saw the picture, I said, okay, I'm going to show you. This was the original picture, because I saw Portia. And I said, okay, let me make it bigger so y'all can see. So I saw Portia and I said, oh, well, okay, that's Portia. But then I said, well, who this woman with Portia? And I said, oh my God, that is Lanithia Leaks. Listen, we're gonna have to talk about Portia another day, because y'all know Portia's a messy. Listen, Portia just messy. But I will give it to Portia. Portia still look the same. Portia still look the same. And I'm gonna tell you somebody else who's teetering and they need to be careful. Phaedra. I said what I said. Phaedra. Phaedra is tap dancing in dangerous territory. She ain't gonna look like herself after a while. She better cut it out with them damn fillers and them damn nicks and tucks. No, Nene didn't even need nose surgery, to be honest. Her nose fit her face. Then she goes and nicks off half of that nose, and it's like, that don't work for your face, beloved. And then now she goes and gets fillers in the face, chiclet teeth, lace front wigs. It's just too many things. Yeah, Patti LaBelle had a great nose job. She did, because that is not Patty's original nose, but Patty's nose job was perfect for her. But if she would have kept nipping and tucking at it like Michael Jackson kept nipping and tucking at his, she would end up just like Michael Jackson. Real talk. That's why you got to be careful about letting those doctors mess with your body and especially your face, because when those doctors start messing with your face, it changes how you look. We all look a certain way for a reason. Lanithia, this is unacceptable. I don't know what the obsession with pinch. You know what I think what it comes from? It comes from when they used to do those highlights and shit. It comes from makeup first. When they would do the optical illusion of the pinch nose, and then they became obsessed with it. And then they just started going and getting the surgery. That's what I think. Hey, Vic Daddy, that's what I think. I think it just became an obsession due to, at first, they were doing the makeup with an optical illusion. And then they decided, I don't want to do it as an optical illusion anymore. I'd rather just have a thinner nose because I like how it looks. Yeah, but until you chop it off, then you start to realize I need that nose fit my face. The DNA did what it did for a reason. It did what it did for a reason. And it just seemed to me they don't want to accept that. Love yourselves, folks. That's the big thing I want to remind you. Love yourself. Yep, they got the small pinch noses now, big ass chiclet teeth, the bust down, the lace front. Listen, okay. This is the last thing I'm going to say because we got to wrap up to get to Patreon. You know why? And this is my opinion, okay? I'm no doctor, but I'm going to tell you what I think. You know why we getting more and more alopecia in women? That they're ending up bald with absolutely positively no hair? Trauma. Trauma from all the shit they're doing to themselves. That's what's causing it. That's what's causing it. All the trauma from these fucking lace fronts. Put it on with the glue, rip it off. Put it on with the glue, rip it off. Eventually, your body just says, that's it. We can't do this anymore. We can't do it anymore. See, I remember wigs where you slide them on, you wear them when you're out during the day, and then you get home and you slide that sucker off and you put it on the little mannequin head and call it a day. But somewhere, I remember the partial wigs where the front be out, but then you got the wig on the back. Nah, they don't do that. You're right about the wig suffocating. I'm just like, I don't get it. Love yourself. We all know it's not your hair anyway. You might as well wear a regular wig that you can slide on and pull back off. You're not fooling us. You're the one that's delusional. Baby hairs all down here look like they're fucking melting. Yeah, natural hair can be work. But you know what? I'd rather have that work than one day having no work to do at all because I ain't got no hair. You know what I mean? And not that hair would define me as a woman, but it's really fucked up when you're the cause of not having hair. Like when you did it to yourself. You say, my homegirl got Beyonce hair products, Cardi hair products. No edges. Chill. 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 Them products ain't gonna do shit. Them products ain't gonna do shit. See, this is the other thing that people don't understand is that the Beyoncés and the Cardis of the world have professional stylists that are doing their hair, that are taking the necessary precautions to protect their hair. You're not a stylist because you watched a YouTube video. That's not how that works. Oh, I watched a video on YouTube. I'm about to install my own 22-inch bust down. Well, that's why you ain't got no edges. That's why you ain't got no edges. Stop gluing shit on your... One of the reasons why I don't wear wigs is hot flashes. I got every so now and then I'll buy a wig, but I buy those wigs you can slide on. And then when you get home, I can take that bitch off and throw it over to the side. Ain't nobody trying to be all hot and sweaty and shit, scalp all smoky and shit. No. 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 That's Lanithia Elite sex. You say, I can see your face because it's fabric. Listen. Thank you, Dakota. I need to go get a haircut, but I'm going to the hood for that. $20. $20. That's my bust down. That's what I call my bust down. My $20 bust down is at the barber shop. Yes, Miss Mac, that's Nene. Miss Mac said, I know you fucking lie. That is Nene. I did a video on it this morning. That is Nene Leakes. It is hard to believe, but that is Lanithia Leakes. I just, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. She did too much to herself, Spell. That's what she did. She don't love herself. Yeah, that's Nene Queen. Yeah. Yeah, shampoo can dry out your hair, but you got to use the right shampoos. Yeah. See, I'm going to go back in time real quick. Look, I keep saying I'm about to get off, but I am. I'm going to go back in time on something, though. I remember probably back in 2010. Yeah, I would say about 2010, somewhere around there. I remember there was this big push with natural hair. Do y'all remember? I co-wash my hair. I still do. While I do use shampoo, a lot of times I co-wash, a conditioner wash, because shampoo can be drying. So shampoo your hair, you don't need that much shampoo. I think sometimes people use too much shampoo. So you only need like a little dime size, a little quarter size piece of shampoo. You don't need that much. Real talk, you don't. The reason why people use so much shampoo, they putting all that damn product in their hair. They're using too much product. You don't need that much product. You're overusing it. All you need is a smidgen. A little bit go a long way. But I still co-wash my hair. I was using amla oil and Indian hair oils back in like the early 2000s. I was been using that. Why? A lot of friends of mine are Indian women with great, luscious, strong hair. And I asked outright, how do you get such luscious, strong hair? And they shared what products they use, and in addition, what food they eat. Because having great hair don't just come from the stuff you put on it. It also comes from what you eat, what you ingest. Real talk. But people gotta, everybody want to have such long, flowy locks. I don't care about that. I'm like, that's why I got to get this shit. This right here, you see this? This one? That's too long for me. No, ma'am. Time to cut that off. Time to cut that off. Time to cut that off. Women got to get away from that shit. They got to get away from that shit. My thing is, I use all types of products. They don't have to be expensive, but I always use the tried and true things that work. You got to have a silk bonnet, silk pillowcase, or some type of pillowcase so your hair don't break off. Don't be using those rubber bands on your head. It's going to break your hair off. Shit like that. Extreme heat breaks your hair off. Yes, old school hair care works. Folks be trying to do, aloe vera oil is good. Aloe vera gel is good. Olive oil is good. Coconut oil is good. I still use shea butter on my hair. This is basic shit. 100% natural, no fragrance, no additives, shea butter, raw shit. Like, folks is doing too many things for no reason. I use some Cream of Nature products, but ultimately, my shit is real basic. I can go in my kitchen and get hair products and do my hair and be just fine. The same shit I can put in my stomach, I can put on my head, and I'm going to be okay. Oh, I've never tried an avocado mask. I'll have to try that. I like argan oil. Argan oil is good for our hair. But folks, get away from this. Nene, I love you, girl. I do love me some Nene Leakes. I love me some Nene Leakes. However, she's gone too far. She's gone too far. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. She has gone too far. Nene is better. She used to be better than this. But she fell into the hole too, right along with Khloe Kardashian. All the women who said they would never fall into the holes. What I'm finding is they used to pop that shit because they were maybe secretly jealous. And I don't know why. They never needed to be. They were gorgeous in their own right. I still stand by saying what I always used to say. Khloe Kardashian was the prettiest sister out of all of those sisters until she started getting surgery. No, that's not Eve. That's Lanithia Leaks. That's Nene Leaks. That's Nene Leaks, beloved. Look, you said, oh, don't even look like her, right? Don't even look like her. Don't even look like her. She is now the person that you once knew as Lanithia Leaks is no more. She is now Around the Way Girl Leaks. Oh, Khloe look a mess, and she shaped funny. Not only is the face all funny, the body, she is shaped like, I don't know what you call that, but I don't want to be shaped like that. She was pretty. She was her prettiest back during that time when she was married to Lamar Odom and all that. That's when Khloe was her prettiest. But she keep messing with these men that love chicks that follow the uniform. And it's like, then she ends up trying to look like those women, and she didn't need it. Khloe never needed it. She never needed it. She was a gorgeous woman. So was Nene, and so was Nene. But again, they fell for the okie doke. Ladies, don't fall for it. Listen, I love you all. We had a great conversation this morning. Oh, I forgot to hold on. Let me put this poll up real quick. Now, we're going to have to do this a couple ways, okay? All right, I'm about to start it in a second. Okay, so first I'm going to give y'all a couple countries, right? Because I'm trying to figure out what's going to win this poll this morning, okay? So let's start off with Puerto Rico, okay? If you give me a smiley face, that means you want me to fix something. Let me take Nene off our screen, because no disrespect, I can't stop looking at her because that don't look like her. If you want me to fix something from Puerto Rico, you put up the smiley face. If you're against me fixing something from Puerto Rico, put up the crying emoji, like, like they're crying. Okay, I'm going to start the poll and go. Because the system will tell me who wins and who doesn't. Starting with Puerto Rico. Oh, shit. Looks like Puerto Rico, you ugly island of tropical breezes. Always the hurricanes blowing, always the population growing, and the money owing. Hey, and the babies crying. I can't say that word. I like the island Manhattan. Okay, so we got 9 seconds left, folks. Okay, so we got 23 votes so far for Puerto. 3 seconds left. 2, 1, and done. Okay, Puerto Rico got 23 votes. Okay, all right, now we're gonna go for the next one. Okay, we'll start a new poll. Okay, on my next poll, this poll is, if you want Ethiopia, smiley face. If you don't, crying emoji. Let's go. Poll already started. Let's go. If you want Ethiopia, smiley face. If you don't, crying emoji. I don't know no song about Ethiopia, so I can't say nothing. All right. I'm seeing a lot of crying faces. It looks like Ethiopia probably won't make it. Okay, we got 15 crying faces. All right, we got 9 seconds left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Ethiopia only got 8 votes. Okay, we're going to try again with another poll. The next country, West or region, West Africa. Let's go. Smiley face for West Africa. Crying emoji, no West Africa. Let's go. We're almost done here. Okay. Oh, okay. Y'all you're looking like y'all liking some West African stuff. Okay. All right. Remember, smiley face for it, crying emoji against it. Okay. And it's only a 1-minute poll, so you don't really get a whole bunch of time, but you get enough time to do it. We should be coming up on it. Okay, we're at 21 already. Okay. All right. Okay, 29, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay. West Africa is tied with Puerto Rico. Just so y'all know, 23 to 23. We're gonna have to do a tiebreaker at some point. And I may do the tiebreaker over on Patreon. I don't know. New poll is India. Smiley face for India. Crying emoji, no India. Let's go. You got India. If you're for it, smiley face. If you're against it, crying emoji. Oh, shucks. Folks like India too. You know why? Because we chasing curries and chutneys. We chasing curries and chutneys. I know this. I love a good chutney. Okay. Let's just be honest about it. We are chasing curries and chutneys. But I'm okay with that. Y'all know me. I'm okay with that. Okay. Remember, smiley face for it, crying emoji against it. India. And pretty soon we're going to be coming up on the end of this poll. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Okay. India has 24. Okay. Last poll. Cuba. Let's go. Smiley face for Cuba. Against crying emoji. Let's go. Let me know. 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 Hey, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right. Okay. Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. Remember, smiley face for, crying emoji against. This is for Cuba. Or Cuba, as they say. Okay. All right. We're getting close on wrapping up this poll. Okay. All right. Okay. We're almost there. Pretty soon I'm 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. The winning country is Cuba. So I'm going to cook something from there on tomorrow's Saturday. You know, on Saturday we bake bread, we do something. So I'm going to figure out what I'm going to make, or you guys can send suggestions as well. You can send suggestions. I would say do them through Patreon, because I'm about to wrap up here on here on TikTok. Remember, on Fridays we do Patreon Freebie Friday. It's free for you to come over and be a part of the Uncensored Live. Look, I'm having a heat flash, y'all. So come on over. I know you'll enjoy yourself, because, playing some Celia Cruz. That'll be nice. Hold up now. I love me some Celia Cruz. Okay, listen. But can we play music anymore during lives, or Walmart? I said Walmart, chill. Or does TikTok restrict that? Okay, I'll figure it out. But listen, y'all, come on over to Patreon this morning. I got a lot more to share with you. We're going to have a good time. Listen, thank y'all for the 110,000 likes this morning. I appreciate it. Thank you for the, I can, Dre Day. Awesome. Okay. Now we could have had buttered chicken. Listen, I'm going to find something good for us, though. We're going to talk about it. Okay, we're going to figure it out for tomorrow. Okay. Listen. Thank y'all for the 110,000 likes. We had over 100 shares. Thank you so much for that this morning. I appreciate y'all. Let me do a shout out to the top 5 gifters this morning. I try to do this every live. Number 1, beautiful Light 28. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 2, handsome Twiz. Thank you so much, Twiz. Number 3, Miss Beautiful CJ loves everyone. Thank you, beautiful. Number 4, Miss Beautiful JoJo. Thank you so much, beautiful. Number 5, handsome Marky. Look, we're gonna have to do butter chicken another day, Marky. Look, you chasing that butter chicken. I kind of was too, because I wanted to make some roti and then dip that roti in that butter chicken. But alas, we'll find another way. And then number 6, Miss Beautiful Trail. Thank you so much, beautiful. I love you all. We're going to get started on Patreon. Give me like a minute. I want to put some more wood in the fireplace because as you see, my fire has dwindled a lot. And I'm going to heat up my tea and we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'll see you later on. Listen, Patreon is just another platform, but it doesn't have the censorship of TikTok. And I allow people to come onto my Patreon on Fridays for free. If you want to come on over, just click the link in my profile. It'll take you to my website that has a link to my Patreon. I love you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Don't let nobody live rent free in your head. Don't feed no trolls. And you can accomplish anything you put your mind to as long as you stay consistent. Peace, everybody. I love you. And I'll see you later. And I'll see you shortly right here on Patreon. Bye-bye. Have a